My name is Ali Zanders, and welcome to my new series, In the Margins. This is basically a series where I'm going to talk about the meaning behind my songs, the writing, recording, producing process, all that. Because I find that stuff really interesting, and I like to talk about it, and a lot of people have asked me about my writing process, so I thought I'd start a series on it. Today I'm going to be talking about Earthquake.
Every step I take is an earthquake.
The earth below swallows me whole. So I first wrote Earthquake in May of 2020, so during quarantine. I was a junior in high school, 16, about to turn 17, and I was feeling really lonely, and I was also reflecting on, even when I wasn't in quarantine, I felt really lonely. I was going through a lot of stupid high school drama at the time, and I had really bad social anxiety. So I was thinking a lot about how, every time I stepped into school, I thought people were judging me and staring at me and laughing at me. And that's kind of how this song came about. And I eventually realized, instead of saying all that, I could just say, every step I take is an earthquake. And that's kind of where it really clicked, where it's like, I don't want to say exactly how I feel because that's really vulnerable and personal, but I can just compare it to weather and pretend it's not a big deal. Writing was definitely a big coping mechanism for me at the time because I really didn't like talking about how I felt. I don't really want to go into the meaning of every single word and every single line because I feel like, I've already explained every step I take is an earthquake. I feel like you can kind of just guess from there. But I've said this a few times, but the song is really about when your emotions feel bigger than you, which is a really scary feeling, especially when you're a kid and you're not really sure what's going on. It was really hard because I felt like no one really understood that, and I felt really out of control. And I didn't know what to do with myself. And all I could tell myself to make me feel better was that, nature is just like this. Nature is messy. There's disasters, and, it's still beautiful. And that's kind of what I wanted to capture with the song. But unlike most of my songs, this actually started with the melody. I usually start with lyrics and go from there, but I just kept hearing this da 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 in my head, and I just had to put it together, and all I had was my iPad mini, my GarageBand app on my iPad mini, and I just plunked it out, added harmonies, eventually started playing around with the beat sequence, and I had no idea what I was doing. It was really just for fun, and I was just playing around, seeing what I could do. And I had taken music theory that year, but I still really had no idea what I was doing. Just adding harmonies, just seeing what sounded good, just seeing what I liked. And that's how it came about. And the lyrics actually came after. But the lyrics were pretty easy. They really flowed for me. They came pretty quickly, and a lot of them stayed the same 4 years later. Really, only a few lines were changed. I think originally I just repeated the same verse, and then I changed it to add one, but a lot stayed the same, and I think that's kind of cool, that I still like what I wrote 4 years ago, because I feel like I'm a very different person now, but I did also want to honor how I felt. I didn't really want to change it. Even the production really stayed the same. I brought it to my producer, Matt Pelosi, and we really just kept it almost exactly the same. He added strings, which I really liked. It sounds like a siren, and I think that really elevates it, but it very much is super, super similar to the version that I still have, which I think is really cool. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening and caring and supporting me so far in my music journey. I'm just getting started. I know I've been quiet, but I've got a lot planned for next year, and, thanks for supporting the song, even though it was a total 180 from the mood and the tone of Palace Acoustic. I know I changed up quickly, but that's just kind of how I am. So, thank you. Bye.